Right.
We're running a little slacker today. Yes, I'm getting into it.
Outlines lie and rules decay. What worked last book won't work today. Characters push, they want their due. They don't care what you plan to do. Every chapter asks a dangerous question. Every answer breeds new tension. Mercy kills, pressure reveals. Stories break when nothing's real. No gods descend.
Bye, Raven.
No hands off screen. If you won't choose, the page turns main. Fought in peril, ink on the wire. One wrong move and the whole thing's on fire. Twist the knife, raise the stakes higher. No safe roads when the plot's in peril. Fought in peril, line by line. Truth or comfort, you can have both this time. Right sharp, right feral. Welcome to the show called Blood and Peril. Blood and Peril. Burn the map, cut the rope, make the choice, kill false hope. Let it hurt, let it cost. That's the line that separates pros from Blood and peril, don't look away. Every page is a fight you have to play. No padding, no moral apparel. Only pressure makes blood out of barrel. Blood and peril, hear it loud. Stories are born, clean the cards. Live flawed if you want it brutal. Honest and real. You're on a pirate. Blood and peril.
Okay, well, there's that. We'll put some lo-fi into the background. Gotta get that nice and low, though. 8. Um, we've lost Raven, so we'll have to wing something until she shows back up, or I get bored and decide to end it. So, plot. These are the sequence of events in your story that build to your conclusion. It doesn't necessarily have to have a message, but you can put one in there if you feel like it. There are a lot of writers that do that these days, and honestly, adding an unnecessary message to your story can be draining on the audience. So know what you're talking about in your story, but don't seek to shove it down the throat of your audience. Uh, apparently, Raven is back, but she's not showing up in the sidebar. I heard the beep. Where's the beep's response? Uh, try again in a minute. I can have up to 6 guests. Yes, Raven, I know you're back, but you're not showing up in the sidebar. Try coming out and going back in. She's messaged in the back room, but not showing up over here. Technical problems, people. Technical problems. So we have our character, Fred, we'll say, um, show up at the beginning of the story, and Fred wants to do something because something has caused Fred to want to do something. Um, so Fred engages in this thing. Something happens to set Fred back. Fred then overcomes this obstacle. Then something is a result of Fred overcoming this obstacle, which leads Fred into another sequence of events. And then there's an outcome to that, and you move forward, and then there's an outcome to that, and you move forward. And then there's a resolution to whatever that event was. So maybe somebody stole Fred's bike, so Fred has to find out who stole Fred's bike. And you have one sequence of events, and this will carry you through a short story very easily. But you might want to write something longer than a short story. So you would take this sequence of events, this line, and spread it out by interlacing a second sequence of cross intervening events. So Fred had his bike stolen. This is your A plot. But Fred is also dealing with the death of his mother and preparing for the funeral. Heavier, darker, but not super relevant to what's happening to him right now. It's affecting his emotional state through the theft of his bike, which he needs to maybe get to the funeral home. He probably won't get it back in time to go to the funeral because it's the B story and it has to be resolved before the A story because it started after the A story started. Now, you're not beholden to this rule that was mentioned in the song, but it's a general, reflection point. You want your thumbs to be farthest from. We're holding our hands up for this because it's what I have to do a metaphor with. Our thumbs are our A plot. Our index fingers, then our middle fingers are C plot, right? They touch like this. Thumbs are furthest from each other, so they start first, or they start first, they resolve last. Your B plot starts first, or starts second, resolves second. Your C plot starts third and resolves first. Maybe we can get Raven in now. Still, the beep is there. There we go. I don't know what that was, but I don't know how much.
All I do,
I don't know how much of what I was talking about you heard.
none of it. I mean,
Okay.
until It's still down at the very bottom of the stage that I'm stage.
I see you on the
Hi, Renee. How you doing? It is so weird.
Yeah. This sidebar thing over here is always here.
I'm like above the screen, all the way over to the right. And that's usually never there. But that was there. All of a sudden, during the music, I don't know what happened. I went back.
Yeah, you cut out when you came back. It just wasn't showing you in the thing. You're on the main screen for me right now.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I don't know. This
Yeah.
is so crazy. My new Ether not doing something right in trying to get it hooked up. I can't connect to the internet with it. So there must be a setting somewhere, some obscure hell that needs to be clicked, and
we can run through it after the show. Yeah.
Especially with Restream. No, my problem everything to do with the weather and nothing to do with the connection. So it seems like StreamYard's it seems to agree with my computer a lot more than Restream does.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, how are you doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. Happy Monday. So I was just going through a brief description of like how plot works and that plot structure I was talking about on Friday, where the thing you start at the beginning resolves last, and the second thing and the third thing. And I just came up with some stupid idea off the top of my head. I'm not going to write a story about a guy named Fred who gets his bike stolen and has to go to a funeral. Or will I? Bye, Raven. If this keeps happening, we'll probably call it a short show because I cannot handle that all. Oh, that was me, not Raven. Oh, are you there?
I've got all my windows closed. I have
Yeah.
this live. I don't know what it is, and it's very frustrating. I'm getting really mad.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that if it keeps happening, we'll call this show because I'm not in the mood for it either.
I'm sorry.
And then, yeah, no. It's BS.
Yeah, especially when you're paying
back,
for top speed.
Yeah, on your end.
So I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
At the conclusion of this show, whatever time it may be, raise hell. Because
yeah, because it doesn't matter. Like if they set you up for top speed, but then they give you crappy hardware to run it on. Because I'm assuming they gave you the modem that you're using.
Yeah, modem and the router both.
Yeah. So if you're paying for top speed, but they gave you a modem and a router that can't handle top speed, that means they're not giving you what you paid for.
Yeah. Yeah, they're old. I mean, I've had the same routers before. So. Yeah. Anyway. So did you the video that I sent you earlier today?
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think of that?
There's a reason why that kid, why this Kids You Know skit exists, and Hungar made you watch it. I've made you watch it twice, so you can't tell me you don't know. The United States government drops UFO bullshit, which is bullshit, every time they want to distract you from some fucking war catastrophe that they're doing.
Oh, I know that.
And yet you think it's real.
That one I think's probably real, yeah.
No, it's the exact same shit they dropped last time.
from the data drops from Friday.
Yeah, which is bullshit. That's why I thumbs down to you.
I thought it was kind of cool the way more. I don't know anything that can more like that in midair. You're saying it's CGI?
Yeah,
Something?
fluff on the camera lens. Yep, fluff on the camera lens. CGI, swamp gas. There's a reason why this phrase swamp gas is used. It doesn't necessarily mean swamp gas. It means it's bullshit. I will find the goddamn skit right now and get the video flagged.
Well,
why does Kitchu skit on moon bears? Not loon bears.
You've never seen one. Of course, it's kind of hard to do. You're not out at night, but
I'm out all the time. I'm a night walker.
I mean, you're not outside though.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I am a walker of the nights. We're going full screen, going full spectrum dominance on this. There's the White House.
Okay, thank you for waiting. The president has asked me to come out and make a brief
speed it
statement about the wire that just went out a couple minutes ago. To make things short, I will just confirm that yes, we do have a moon base, and yes, we are currently experiencing some bear problems. Now, I will open it up if there are any questions. Mr.
Yes, I have a 11-part question.
I'm sorry, I only have time for 2.
All right, let me get this straight. So the United States government is admitting that we do have a moon base and that there is a bear problem on said moon base.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, follow-up question. Are you fucking with us?
No, we are not, and I would like to remind everyone to keep the language civilized. This is the White House.
Excuse me, Mr. Secretary. Bob Daniels, Newsweek.
Mr. Daniels.
How long have we had the moon base? And are these bears Earth bears, or are they from the moon?
I'm sorry, I'm not at liberty to disclose how long we've had this moon base at this time. We do believe these to be Earth bears. We have no reason to believe these to be lunar bears or even Saturn bears.
All right, PBS. There's Saturn bears?
I'm also not at liberty to go into the various types of woodland life forms on Saturn or any of the other 12 planets.
9 planets.
Right. I've said too much already. What I can show you is the images that have been beamed down to us from the Odyssey satellite system just a couple hours ago. This is the view out of the front door of the United States secret moon base. This was taken yesterday before we discovered the bear problem. And this one was taken just a couple hours ago. So, as you can see, bears everywhere.
Yeah, those bears appear to have guns and motorcycles.
We believe they may be involved in some sort of intergalactic drug cartel, perhaps affiliated with one of the interstellar wizard alliances.
Wizard alliances?
Yes, next question.
Just a thought, more of a shot in the dark, but we wouldn't happen to be invading Iran today, would we?
You got me.
I fell for it. You almost got away with that one.
No, I went to...
Do you want me to replay the part where he says we wouldn't happen to be invading Iran today? During a war that you are losing to Iran. By design. Yeah, what design would that be? The fact that you only produce...
Here.
You only produce 96. You only produce 96 missiles a year, and they produce more than that in a month. That theater. You left and came back. And you seem to be freezing up, and I'm gonna remove that. Are you saying anything? You're not muted. I'm gonna send you that skit on Facebook. Copy. Raymond, you alive? You face palming? Hey. Okay. It's one of those days, people. One of those days. Do we got audio from you now, Raven?
Do you know?
Yes.
It's still showing me as backstage, but I can see now I'm on.
Yeah.
Jesus. You
No.
I've seen that before.
That is a bull-faced lie.
No, I've never seen that skit before that I recall.
We showed it to you specifically on Hungar's show, and I showed it to you on Reckless Rants at least twice.
Maybe I don't know.
No. There's no maybe about that.
I don't recall that one. I mean, I've seen a lot of them do the about Bukuki and all other stuff. And
Of course, Raven remembers the degenerate stuff because it doesn't question her worldview of being into crazy stuff.
I'm not into crazy stuff. I'm agreeing with you.
Renee,
That,
do not look up Bukaki. You're too much of a precious soul.
yes, she is. We don't want to have her away from in the chat. Okay.
Many moons ago, there was a segment on this show in which we did our best to corrupt Raven with degenerate stuff. And when she gets back, she can tell us all about Rosebud. Oh. Okay. So, Renee, you're out there and in chat. Have you gotten any writing done? Written done? I was working on a story and rereading all of my drafts to get inspiration today. I've also been cleaning up my space to help declutter the mind. Also, I gotta pink this room. Yeah. It has been a pale shade of blue since the year of our Lord 1991. And it hasn't been well maintained in that time either. Okay. Where were we? Raven was trying to get back online. I asked the chat, notably Renee, if she wrote anything. I talked about my room being blue for over 3 decades. A little bit of writing done. Anything significant? I personally was still working on that knockoff Joxer character, and my not Xena, who was not originally inspired as a Xena character, but is going towards that type really quickly. Yeah. I was originally thinking like Red Sonja, but less dark and more degenerate, because I'm a degenerate individual and I lean into that as a joke. it keeps me from being actually degenerate in real life, which is not very effective, if you ask me. But I'm working on it. Uh, but I'm like my big problem right now is I can think of a lot of really cool protagonists, but thinking of schemes for antagonists, which is like a driving point, it kicked me off again. Yes, it did kick you off again, Raven. You need to unkick yourself off again. Uh, more work. Yes. Well, this is why you need to have an antagonizing incident, right? Um, to help to help work out the ending. I'm specifically referring to Renee's question here about ending. Keep working at the ending. Or down yet. Uh, so it's ridiculous. Um, so yeah, I'm having trouble thinking of a good antagonist, um, and then what the antagonist's schemes are for my story, which is an exercise I need to work on. Because if you want to have an ongoing series, which I would like, you're going to need a lot of antagonistic actions and attitudes. Um, I think I should just read one of these stories and try rewriting it from memory, but with my character as the protagonist. I hope I can have more than one. Yes, more than one antagonist, but you want a primary one. Um, you want small annoyances that come across, right? It's like the cantina scene in Star Wars, because everyone's got to use a Star Wars reference. Those were antagonists, but they weren't the primary antagonist, right? They were just a passive asshole, or Jabba the Hutt, passive asshole, not primary antagonist. Um, uh, you can always have these kinds of elements in a story. Um, maybe one day when we get Raven all set up, we can sit down and watch a movie off the stream and then reconstruct it, um, or read a short story. I guess would probably be better than watching film because the visualization is different. Just film is used a lot more because it's more exciting and you can show pictures of it on the TV screens. Uh, break down a story and reconstruct it analytically. I guess sort of like they would do in a classroom setting, but by a bunch of kludges figuring things out for themselves on the internet. But yeah, if my co-host is going to have technical difficulties and I'm just going to be floundering here, pulling stuff out of my butt for an hour, I'm probably going to wrap things up. It keeps buffering. Yeah. I'm gonna end the show super early today, Raven, and we can talk off air. Um, sorry for the only half hour today, everybody. Uh, but we will try and do this properly on Friday. Uh, with that, I'm going to say party on and Taco Bell.